My time as a vegetarian and a tough question from a viewer. It's episode 49 of In Real Life. This episode is sponsored by Branch Basics, 100% non-toxic, 100% human-safe, biodegradable, all-purpose soap. I think a vegan or vegetarian diet is amazing. I think the whole concept is really beautiful. It's a very compassionate way to live. In fact, I was inspired to be a vegetarian a couple times in my life. One was after I read John Robbins' book, Diet for a New America. I was probably about a sophomore in college. I read it and it just really opened my eyes to the food system and just the way we treated animals. So I tried being a vegetarian for maybe 2 weeks and I started feeling terrible. I had blood sugar issues, and so that kind of ended that stint. And then a couple of years later, I went raw vegan. I did that for about a year and a half, working closely with a nutritional consultant. So she gave me all types of special supplements to be sure I had all the right micro and macronutrients. And this was all in an attempt to kind of fix some of the digestion problems I was having. And let me just tell you, I did not do well. I did not function well. I did not feel well. In fact, after that year and a half stint, I ended up being diagnosed with low thyroid. So I kind of crashed and burned, and I kind of dug myself out of that, and that's when I discovered the book Nourishing Traditions. And that book really changed my life. I actually did a vlog about that in IRL episode number 38, but that book really helped me understand and embrace the fact that I need animal products, whether it's protein or fats, in order to flourish, in order to feel well. Now don't get me wrong, I know that there are vegetarians and vegans out there who feel great and it works for them, and I think that's wonderful because at the end of the day, it's about finding a lifestyle that you can thrive in. But I am convinced that I could not be a mother, I couldn't have breastfed or even gotten pregnant if it wasn't for animal products, and I'm incredibly grateful for them. We received an email from a viewer who talked about a recent vlog that we did, which showed Griffin fishing, and then when he caught the fish, he said, "I'm gonna eat you." And she said that as her son watched this, who was also 4, he was very disturbed and sad about it and just didn't understand. And so she kind of posed this question to me that how could you show something like that and then in your IRL number 43 talk about seeing a dolphin as a sign from God? Like, how do the two things reconcile? And I think she does bring up a great point and something that I've had to kind of process and wrestle with myself, and that is, I am an omnivore. And that is something I need to do in order to feel well. And it's something that my husband is an omnivore, my children are. I've really watched their promptings, and they've embraced meat and they want to include that into their diets. And for me, there is a sadness to it, and I think especially being here in Costa Rica, we're a lot closer to the food sources. We've caught the fish that we've eaten, and we've been at restaurants where we're eating and there's chickens clucking at our feet. And it's like, how do you reconcile those two things? And I think that there really is no easy answer. I think for me, it's about humility to admit that, I need these animals to feel well, and to function. And what I try to do, and our family does, is whenever and wherever we can, we purchase humanely raised meat. Now, Whole Foods actually has a whole animal welfare rating system, so you can, buy accordingly to your values. And I also like to buy directly from my farmer because that way I can know and trust the way that they raise their animals. We also give thanks before each meal. I think it's really important just to honor, just the sacrifices and just to honor, and bless the food that you are eating. And we talked about it with our kids. We've talked to them about the circle of life, and we've been very transparent about where our food comes from and how it all happens. And I don't think they totally get it, but hopefully one day they will value that and respect that. And finally, I try not to be wasteful. If I do get a chicken, I try to use every single part of it, from the meat to the bones. I make broth, because I think that way you are being respectful to your food and your food sources.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Whoa, I'm transported back into my kitchen to talk to you about Branch Basics. I love the versatility of this product. Their soap is 100% non-toxic and safe for humans, both big and little. When you combine it with water, it becomes a multitasking powerhouse. Let me show you how I use it in my kitchen. On stovetops and ovens, to clean the sink, to wash the dishes, to wash the floors, and of course to wipe off kitchen counters. Branch Basics is so gentle and safe, you can even use it as a produce wash. Branch Basics is running a 15% off sale right now, so check them out, link in the video description below. Getting the flu is terrible, But getting it when you're pregnant can almost be scary. So we put together a post of what to do if you get the flu when you're pregnant. It's lots of natural tips and tricks. Also, we give you pointers to help you not get it in the first place. So great natural immune boosters and kind of preventative stuff. So be sure to check it out. You also could just pin it for future reference if needed. We also have, kind of in related news, a natural Pedialyte recipe. I love, love, love this for children versus that nasty stuff you can get at Walgreens, but also for yourself, another great thing to pin for future reference.
Ay.
How about you? Are you a vegan or vegetarian? Could you be one? Did you ever try it? Share it with me in the comments below.